Hi everyone, this is Jennifer from Khaki and Bloom. Today I'm making a set of leaves on some branches, and I've started by just painting my branches first. So I just painted that with a very thin brush, and now I'm moving on to making my leaves. For my leaves today I'm using three colors. I'm using coral, I'm using a bright yellow, and I'm using a khaki green color as well. And I'm kind of going through my different colors. So I'm starting with the coral here, and I'm using a quill brush, so quite a thick brush that I'm really soaking with the color. I find that if you do a nice big puddle with a lot of color in it and quite a bit of water, and you really soak up that color onto the brush, it makes it easier to paint your leaves. So I'm kind of making some leaves bigger and some leaves smaller, and you'll see for the general effect at the end, it creates a lot of variant between the leaves, which I really like. I'm moving on now to making some of my khaki leaves, and I'm just taking a look at my painting and seeing where those leaves could fit. As you'll see here, I realized that I did not have enough branches for the look that I'm going for, and that's like a lusher, bigger kind of branch. So what I did is that I started with the lines that I did have, and once I assessed my painting and saw that I needed more, I just painted my leaves and went back in with my paintbrush afterwards to add in some few extra stems. So that's always a possibility when you start, to not be able to map everything out until you kind of see what your painting looks like once the paint's done its thing and it's on the page, and that's okay. You can always adjust later, and that's what I've done here. What I do like to do when I'm painting my leaves, and you can see it here, is that I like to leave a little bit of a white area untouched in the middle of some of the leaves. I find that it gives the end result more character, and it's just a way to also make the colors really shine around that white area and play with kind of shadow and light. So I have added in some extra branches here, as you'll see, so it does look a little bit fuller already. And now I've moved to a smaller brush, and what I have done is I've loaded that brush with a lot of color, so it's very saturated. I've put quite a lot of pigment, so it's the same color, it's just a darker hue of that same color. So the coral here is much darker in tone as I'm making these smaller leaves, and the only thing I'm really paying attention to is to kind of have different colors of my three main colors all throughout this painting. And I'm making the leaves quite a bit smaller, so they're darker and smaller, and that just kind of helps play with the textures and the colors overall. As I'm painting along here, this is a good time to remind anybody who's watching to add a little like to this video if this is the kind of content that you like to see from me. I would love to make more tutorials, but it does help to know what kind of tutorials you enjoy watching from me. So if you do like this video, please consider giving me a like and maybe a comment, and tell me what other kind of watercolor videos you would like to see me do. So now I've moved on to my yellow color here, and I'm making again some smaller leaves throughout, and I think the painting is starting to look sort of where I want it to be, so lush with kind of different plays on the different colors. And I like the way you see the colors switch and shift as you paint some smaller leaves over top the larger leaves that are now dry, and you kind of see that play of color, and some of the yellows become darker, some of the pinks become darker, some of the greens become darker, and I think that's what makes that painting so fun. I also like using this combination of colors. I think the three colors together work really nicely. Obviously they're different from your classic kind of green, maybe more true to nature green leaves that you would see out and about, but I think these three colors together are actually really nice, and they're three colors that I like to often work together with in a different set of iterations. So there you have it. And now I'm just going to speed you along just a little bit as I finish the painting here. I'm really just doing the same motion until I'm happy with the composition of the painting. And a little tip that I do have is just to take a little bit of a step back. Sometimes if you're looking at the painting for a long time, your eyes kind of get blurry with what you're actually painting, and you're so in it that it might be hard to really take a look at the composition objectively. But if you take a little bit of a step back, go get a glass of water, a hot cocoa, some tea, whatever you fancy, and then come back with a set of fresh eyes and take a look at your composition, you'll immediately see where you think you might be lacking in color, areas that might need a little bit more work, an area where you might want to add a little bit more saturation. And I think that's a really nice tip to kind of come back at something with fresh eyes, and that's usually what helps you get the best end result. And I think my painting's just about done. I'm really happy with it. I like the combination of colors. I'm just adding a few more branches with a really, really thin brush here, just using some black paint. And I'm just filling it out. And I think that's it. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. If you like it too, let me know in the comments. If there's something that you would have added, let me know as well. And if you do make your own painting, please go ahead and tag me at Khaki and Bloom to show me what you've done. I would love to see your iteration, and maybe you'll want to use 3 other sets of colors or just one color and play on different hues from that one color. But either way, I would love to see what you come up with. And that's it. I'll leave you with that. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, please do. I would love to see you here for some other videos.